I think the NFL's done a great job getting back to football this year. I think that's been something, you and I have gone. It's fun to see them just get back to football, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you look at other sports that have dealt with more issues. I think football in general is a little bit different than, say, basketball, where there's a close knit group of guys that are pretty close and they're playing one on one with really kind of no separation. Football, I get it, you're like coming together and hitting each other, but the ability that the NFL has gone and the lengths that they've gone to test and make sure that guys are being safe and they're not, spreading this thing around. I personally didn't think that we get to this point as seamlessly as they have. I think they only postponed 4 games in the season. So you look at kind of the overall big picture, they've done a really good job, and they've been able to kind of keep the train moving. And they've been really, look, you think some guys come up positive and they're not going to, and they just say, yep, game's on us. The risk and the reward have been there. So they've kind of risked it, they've pushed it, and the reward is we're here almost, week into the wild card's already been done. We're going into the playoffs, second week of the playoffs. Got some great football. I think all those wild card games were terrific. Except, even the Steelers game, they spotted them 28 points, the Browns 28 points, and they still made it somewhat of a game. So I think that the competition and guys are playing tough. You've seen a difference this year with no fans in the stands.
Right.
I can tell you that. You don't get to have that sense of just that whole energy and the home field advantage and the stadium in a roar. If you're a visiting team, that definitely is helping you, where you don't have to go on silent count and you don't have to scream at everybody an inch away, from their face to have them hear you. So there's some definite disadvantages to not having the fans in the stands, but
well, I think the cat's out of the bag, Rob, with them pumping in the sound, because they're pumping in sound.
Yeah, but honestly, the sound it's not as loud as what a fan base would be. The sound, honestly, when the sound's on, because they've done it in practice and stuff, we could have a conversation from 15 yards away, and the sound, because the speaker system in a stadium isn't as loud as it would be if there were 70,000 people there.
Right.
So they try to make it somewhat of an, somewhat realistic, but it's not even close to what the fans and the real energy of that stadium is. So the teams that can bring their own energy, when the stadium's emptied, you walk onto the field and you're doing your warm-up and you're looking around, it's the guys that can get each other going and get pumped up to go play. And those teams, I feel like, are going to have the best chance of going the distance and winning out.